let me show you around here a little bit. So, this is the new assisted living facility, the lobby. At the end of the lobby space, the first thing you'll notice is this wood sculpture. And that wood sculpture, is backlit on the bottom. It's meant to mimic, what is the Northwest known for? Mountains, streams, woods. It's meant to mimic a mountain range. So come on in, let me show you around a little bit. So we're gonna turn here to the right. We're gonna go into our main living room. And as you know, the existing assisted living facility had a real small living space. If you've been in there, the existing living space is probably about the size of really what we have here is a nice little, private little nook. This was really the extent. But now if you step back and look at this grand living space that we're giving our residents, you have really what amounts to 20-foot soaring ceilings, beautiful exterior lighting. So let's just take a look around real quick. I'll show you a few things as we go around. One of the things that we paid a lot of attention to is the furniture. So as an example, if I sit in this chair right here, I sit comfortably back, my feet are flat on the floor. So there was a lot of thought put into the furniture as far as fit for our residents, so extremely important. One of the things too, you'll notice a lot of the art is meant to mimic nature. Some of it is just purely abstract, for more for color, but a lot of it, it's what is the Northwest known for? Water, streams, mountains, forests, and so that's what we're really trying to create, even in the type of carpet that we've picked. So anyway, let's take a look around. Quick little nice little sitting nook here. I love this piece of art. I want to tell you a little bit about this. So this piece of art, it's several books, and these books all come together, and when you step away, they mimic Mount Rainier. You have Mount Rainier on the top reflected in a pool of water. But if you get up really, really close, this right here is just an individual book. So it took them forever. I was watching this being assembled. This took hours. It was painstakingly laid out right here on this section of the floor. They had to measure it all up, get the lines just right, and then start setting this into motion. But it's probably one of my favorite pieces of art in this room. Another favorite piece of art, and you've seen it coming back here. Sorry for the repeat a little bit, but I love this fireplace. This fireplace is so cool. First, one of the things that you'll notice is the unique color. But also, if you were to touch, it doesn't get hot. You're not going to burn yourself. So someone can sit here comfortably and enjoy the fireplace. They can sit right on the mantle and not worry about getting burnt. But also, I want to show you something that's really cool about this fireplace. Perhaps you don't like purple. You can just change the color. So if we walk to the west here a little bit, we have again another little sitting nook, but also Stephanie Bloomberg's next office actually has one of the nicest offices in the campus. I love the fact that she has a nice north-facing window. It's not looking real attractive out here right now because we don't have the landscape complete, but a very nice area. And all these windows, we don't have to put any curtains on them because they face north. So it's always bringing in, the whole goal of building this building was to bring in as much natural light as we possibly could. Anyway, moseying on around, it brings us to our activity space. And the activities room, it can be left wide open, or these doors can all slide closed and we can have a more intimate space. By the way, in this whole building, we have what's called a hearing loop system. So residents that are hard of hearing or have hearing deficits, they can actually hear anything that's being played through a PA system. They can hear it in their hearing aid, and particularly like movies, as for instance. So if someone's coming in, they'll hear it as if it's speaking right into their ear. And that goes, it's in activities, it's in the living room, and it's in the dining room, and it can be on by section or for the whole building. So again, wonderful activities area. We can do cooking demonstrations. We have an area for movies. And another favorite piece of art, by the way, this is another Native American piece, and it's called Raven and Bear. And it's a carving in cedar. So just really, really beautiful. There was a lot of thought put into the art, into this whole building. It just really flows together. It's very warm, interesting, and inviting. As we come on through, we'll go through the rest of the living room, another seating area. And again, now, even though this wall faces south, you'll notice that the windows are small up top. We still want to capture some of the sunlight, but there's kind of a glaze over that to keep it from getting warm. So I've noticed even on the real hot days, you didn't have any hot feel from the sun, but you always had this nice glow of natural light. A nice abstract piece of art, and again, very comfortable seating, and I'll just prove it with my 28.5-inch inseam. Again, if I sit down here, boom, very comfortable. Put your hands down, pop right back up. It works. Tell you what. Oh, one of the things I want to mention, this little banquette over here. Let's go this way a little bit. So if you have guests, and let's say you have a daughter or son that's coming over, and they're wanting to visit, and they need to spend a little time powering up their laptop, they can sit out here and work while you get some rest, and they can plug in their laptops or their cell phones and charge right in this little area. Another interesting piece of art that we haven't had a chance to talk about is School of Salmon. I just love this piece of art. This was done by an artist by the name of Dan Friday. I think we might have mentioned this one already. He's from the Lummi Indian tribe. And just give you an idea of how big this salmon is. If I put my hand up here, this salmon right here is about 2 feet long. And what's really cool is that if you get into the detail, it has really cool spirals in it. And I like the kind of the three-dimensional aspect of this. And then one of the things you might notice too about all of these tails is they're going in different directions. As you would see a natural school swimming through the water, it's all a little bit different. They're not totally in rhythm with one another, so which is kind of cool. Here's a neat little feature, and as you know, when we built this building, for the most part, is a net zero building. The lighting is, all very low, very highly energy efficient lighting, and we have solar on top of the roof. And this little gauge right here shows us how much energy we are producing. So each and every day, we can see what we're producing off of the roof. When that sun's a-cranking, this building is basically running on what's produced on the ceiling. You'll notice that year to date, we've effectively, and we haven't had the solar roof up there running that much for a long period of time yet, but we've equivalently have produced enough energy that we have saved 95 trees. Let's see. Today we've produced kilowatt hours of energy today. 32 kilowatt hours. Current kilowatt power that's being used is 12.34 kilowatt hours. So again, we actually use less energy than we're producing. Our extra energy that we're producing is actually being used in the remainder of the Quinault building. So pretty cool. If you keep on walking around this way, this is the mail room or the mail drop. We have large boxes for big parcels, and then individual mail, and then we have a little light right here on this wall. So that button, when it's kind of more of an orange color, it's mail's in and mail's not in. There we go. One of the things that we did when we built assisted living is we added a full kitchen. So let me take you through the kitchen. Let's go this way. By the way, right here, this door right here, that is the lodge. So once this building is open for occupancy, which is going to be the end of this week, our residents come into this area right through the lodge. This is the entrance into the kitchen. Got a little bit of construction going on still, but full service kitchen. So multiple freezers. This right here would be kind of a prep line. All the cooking utensils. By the way, AL residents, soft serve ice cream. And then we're also going to have plain service ice cream as well. In the back side, we have all the dishwashing equipment. And where it gets stored and stacked. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's continue through the kitchen. Let's go into the dining room. And if you want an expert tour of the kitchen, I would recommend that Josh brings you through and he'll give you all the technical details. I can hardly boil water, okay? Out here, this is our juice bar. So what we're gonna do is we didn't want to have the juice machines. So when we added these refrigerators down here, this would be for like sodas and then orange juices, grapefruit juices, and that sort of thing, coffee, and then just primarily, ice water. Okay, so this brings us into our dining room. Now, if any of you have been in assisted living very long or have been through there, right now our assisted living dining room is in the basement of the Quinault. Not much natural lighting there. But here, take a look around. I mean, it's all natural lighting, almost all glass. Now beyond that, so we have a lot of natural light coming in, but even the lighting in here is very, very quiet and soothing. So 2 ways to come into dining. One was through the lodge, as we mentioned. The other is right down this path right here. If you follow this covered walkway, it goes right back into the west wing of the first floor. One of the things, and it's not totally hooked up yet, but we might as well show this. I'm going to flip this on. Right here, you have this little switch. You have outdoor covered heated areas. So assisted living has some of the best covered heated area on campus. As soon as I hit that button, these things instantly produced heat. So we're going to have probably a table out here for like 16 people. So anytime that folks want to just come out and enjoy the outdoors and even in cool weather, turn this on, you're toasty warm. And I know it's not done yet. We got a lot of landscaping to put in, but pretty soon we'll have all of our pools out there, from the big water feature, the pavilion, and so on. So it's an area still under development, but again, a wonderful place to just enjoy being outside, even on a cold day. I want to point out about this whole building is the level of construction. One of the things you'll notice is we have, these paneled walls. This will never have to be painted. So from a maintenance perspective, very maintenance free. The top panels never have to be painted. Limestone exterior never have to be painted. So this building was built with a lot of thought, and from a long-term durability and maintenance perspective, a very, very well-built building. Again, dining room, what a gracious place to come and eat. There's actually, when we built this, we built it assuming at some point in time that AL would expand. And so the dining room setup here is for 64 residents, and currently, in the past, we've probably had as many as 40 AL residents. So certainly built for growth. And then also, one of the things, and it's pretty cool, I don't know that I can show it to you right now because these chairs are in the way, but these walls all along here are Nano Walls. And so this door, when I flip this, it can move, and all these doors will totally open up to the outside. So if we wanted to have indoor-outdoor dining, even in the cool weather, we could turn those heaters on, have this totally opened up, and expand our dining, and everybody would be toasty and comfortable. Is that cool or what? The other thing out here, first of all, the dining is very spacious, but the outdoor dining, we're going to have these patios out here outside, and again, we're going to have more dining room tables out here. You could have a very comfortable summer day. It's warm, but you don't necessarily want to be undercover. You can sit out here and eat. And again, all of this out here, this is where the water feature and the ponds are going to be. So it'll be very soothing. It's a very large patio area. So if you're envisioning, some rounded tables, still have plenty of room for seating and walkers and space to move around. It's really, really, the dimensions are just really nice. So this ceiling, originally, if you look up, you're going to see where you have a lot of these black dots. Originally, that was supposed to be lighting coming down, and it was to mimic how lighting comes through trees onto a forest floor. But in the restaurant over in Pan Hall, we had complaints in the past of the acoustics. And so that ceiling would have caused sound to bounce. So what we did is we had to add an acoustical layer up there, and we added these other small little twinkling lights to give that same effect. But also just kind of breaks up the ceiling. Now, what this area right here is for is actually, this is not a buffet bar. This actually is just a storage area. So if individuals have walkers and, so they don't have to be around their dining room tables, we can just store them right here until they're needed. And that's what that's for, just a little extra storage. Plenty, if you can look back, I mean, just all kinds of seating in here. Again, right now it's set up, I believe it's set up, in including the banquette over there, it's set up to serve 70 people. If residents have a holiday party, their families are visiting, it's comfortable. There's great seating. When you think about what dining is today, down in AL, down in the basement, and if you look around here and look at all of the natural lighting, I mean, almost every wall is just full of windows. And again, the sun's not out today, but even on a sunny day, there's not glare in here, there's not heat in here. It's very comfortable, very soothing. It's an incredible space. Now through here, we have what we call the AL conference room, or possibly private dining. The table isn't there yet, but it will be coming. We're gonna have a nice sized conference room in here, conference room table. It'll have all the typical electronics that we've had in other conference rooms like the Tacoma room. It can also be used for private dining. Okay, moving on through, takes us back out to the lobby. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed your tour. It was a pleasure having you with us, and you have to come back and visit us when it's totally complete and we have the courtyard totally done and the water feature. So thank you for taking the time to come through this with me. Thanks.